Recording started. Here we go. Well. Welcome back. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the First Down Magazine podcast. I'm your host, Jamal Clay, along with my counterpart, Davide. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, everybody? Very excited for a brand new episode. Let's get going.
Yeah, most definitely. And this one, we're going to preview week 2 of the CEFL tournament in regards to reflecting back on some of the games that happened week 1. A little bit of a preview for round 2, who's possibly on upset alert. And, we like to make picks on the show, so we're going to go ahead and make some picks. So, before we do all that, again, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, like a friend, share this video, and be part of the conversation. So, the first thing that we're going to dive into is the week 1 matchups in regards to the results. So as you see here, we had a couple matchups, and I hate to use this graphic, but unfortunately the CEFL doesn't update their pictures for us to use. So we're gonna create our own. We're gonna create our own a little bit. Let me talk to you first, man. Looking at the games this past weekend, what's something that caught your attention, caught your eye in some of the matchups?
Honestly, I'm a little disappointed with the Guelphi performance. Yes, they won, and they won by 10 points, but I thought they were going to do a lot more damage. They were the closest game on here, if I'm not. Yeah, 37-27 is the closest game.
Yeah, and I, talking to a couple people who know a little bit about obviously, Guelphi and their team and kind of their expectations. People thought this was going to be high scoring from the jump. It kind of got off to a slow start, right?
Yeah.
What was it, 14 or 21? 14?
It was 14-7 in the fourth quarter. Second quarter ended 23-7 or 23-13 or something like that.
Yeah.
Most of the points came in the last quarter anyway, fourth quarter.
Yeah,
so 28 point scores in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so I definitely found that interesting as well too. Obviously, they got the win, so it's all kind of like a moot point. But when looking at some of the other matchups, one thing that really caught my attention, and people may think they know where I'm going with this, but I'm actually going in the opposite direction. It was really the performance of the Grazgiants, and obviously, what they were able, to do, and the performance that they put on in that realm. They was really able to kind of make a name, make a mark in regards to this tournament and what this team is going to be about going forward. One of their 100%. Players, Jossie Roke, I believe his name, got up to a really good start. Had a really good performance on the receiving end. Obviously, you see he went for 90 and a touchdown, and they just look fluid. I guess that's the best way to put it. They look like they're
100%, and also allowing just 6 points in the whole game. That's impressive too.
Yeah,
that's what you need. And
whenever you're in these types of tournaments, you need defense, and they clearly show 100%. That they're going to be a team that is built around their defense, and we'll see if that carries over. Did you catch any other games this weekend or this past weekend?
As you know, I thought the closest game was going to be Stockholm against Manchester Titans, because I thought the Manchester Titans were a very underrated team because they won last year the top division in England. And it really wasn't it was kind of disappointing. It was 42-14. The Stockholm Machine just walked over them, not even bothered at all. I get it. Finland it's Sweden. Sweden is a very competitive championship to play in, and to come from Sweden to Sweden, it's not an easy game. But 42-14, that's a big win.
Yeah, and it's clearly a blowout, right? And you got one team in Sweden, in the Stockholm Machines, who kind of had that reputation, that background of being one of those dominant teams up there in the north. They play in the Syrian 8. Obviously, our counterpart, Vincent Purvis, who does a great job with those podcasts, him and his team,
Yep.
they're well aware of them. But like you, I kind of expected more from Manchester. You
They
see
just didn't show up.
you see the talent that Great Britain, puts out,
Mm-hmm.
not just the ELF, not just like GFL, but
Oh
in
yeah.
all leagues. And it's like to put up 14 points, like, come on, man. What was going on here? I'm not saying that Stockholm was that good of a team, but you expect more of a better effort from a team that has so much talent in other leagues.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have seen people from England just drafted in the CFL, just drafted in the NFL as well.
Yep.
Where is the homegrowns? Like
Where where
where is the
where
talent
the
in England?
homegrowns at?
Yeah, exactly. Are you all in the NFL academy? Where is some people in your league?
Yeah, like who are these guys playing with at this point? Like what's left out
Exactly.
there? So I feel like
It's just a little disappointing.
this was definitely a disappointment and a
Yeah.
disappointing showing as well too. So we'll see. I mean, obviously, they're not going to do anything in the tournament, but I feel like for a team, and also a lot of people, obviously, for me, I cover the European League of Football. Everybody wants a team from London or the UK to
Yeah.
come over. But when you see things like this, I don't want to say that's a representation of football over there, but like what's
Yeah. I
what
agree.
how are you going to vouch for a team, country, whatever? And I mean, we couldn't make this game a little closer.
And I'm sure after this showing, the Manchester Titans are gonna get in the um, BAFA Premiership and just destroy some British teams out of anger because of this performance. But you gotta show it in the European level. You know what I'm saying? You're in the
Exactly.
CFL, you gotta show it there.
It's almost like how leagues have like multiple leagues have like divisions, and like
Mm-hmm.
the winner of one division plays the loser of the top division. They relegate. We
Yeah,
might
yeah,
need a
that's what I do in
relegation.
England.
Yeah, we might need a relegation in order to even get promoted into a bigger league, whatever the league is, whatever the league
Yes,
is.
sir.
But we'll see. That was definitely one of the most disappointing
All right, let's
performances.
get to talking about your team though. What you
Yeah,
what you make out of the Calandabroncos performance? This was a
let's get let's
big
get
big
talking
game,
about my
33-10.
yeah. Let's get talking about the Broncos, the team
Yes, sir.
out in the Kalanda Mountains. So obviously, I watched the game, and immediately I thought they really did a good job at controlling the game up front. Obviously 33-10. Similar to Manchester, I kind of expected more from Copenhagen, um, in regards to what we usually hear, see, or watch from afar. But
It is
Broncos,
very tough to go play at Calanda though.
yes, I would
It's a
say it's
tough
very tough to
tough one.
come down and play in Kalanda. It's also very tough after a long bus ride.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So
saying.
I'll give them some grief there. But I think all in all, Broncos did a good job at controlling the game up front. They just look like the faster, fresher team. They look like they were a team that wanted to win. And we're doing this with a Swiss quarterback, my guy Robin. My
Yes,
guy
sir.
Robin, playing that quarterback, and showing that, like, not every team needs an American at quarterback. Obviously they have a tough test this week, and we'll see, and we'll dive into that matchup a little bit. But I was proud of the performance. Expected a little more from Copenhagen, but that's not to take away from the Kelowna Broncos, who got a great win, a great win. And I remember when I played for them, our first round. This is back in 2018. We lost the Potsdam Royals, who ultimately ended up beating Luke Zaraka and Milan in the finals that year. But
Yeah.
you know, it's always good competition playing in the CEFL. So shout out to the Broncos. But
100%.
let
What a performance from the Broncos.
most definitely let's head into week two, round
Yep.
two,
Let's
as
get it.
we got some good matchups. These matchups are going to be
Mm-hmm.
a lot more interesting than the first one. So let's talk about the first one. We got Stockholm Mean Machine going to play the Flash. What are your thoughts about this one?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's me that I underrate the Stockholm machines. Even against the Titans, I was giving them a close game and they just blew them out of water. But the way I see it, there is no way Flash loses this one. Like Flash is a good team. Like they're
Traditionally
playing
very
good.
good team.
Yeah, they're established in Europe. I think they have to win this one.
They definitely. It's definitely a must win by any means necessary, especially when you're coming off a bye, right? But can that work?
As well?
But can that work against you now? Because
I mean, you're still playing in your league, though. It's not like they're not playing.
That's true, and I'm glad you said that, because one thing I want to bring up is, the Flash and the Thonon Black Panthers recently actually just played each other, and that was a fairly close game, and you kind of wonder, like, is that going to have some type of impact on this week's games for either of those teams? Very close.
Oh yeah.
14-14 numbers are fairly similar. So how's that going to pan out? You kind of want to wait and see. What I would say is that these teams are going to have to play obviously much better, right? It's good that they're playing each other because they're going to see equal comp, but you're in the tournament where people are Stockholm, who the Flash are going to play, are coming off a great game, and then Graz. Graz was a team I was impressed with.
That's scary.
Could we see a weekend where both French teams get bounced in the second round?
It would be, in my opinion, it's not possible. There is no way that the two finalists from last year both get bounced in the second round. But there is a universe where that happens, and I don't know. Wow. I'm more scared for the Black Panthers, to be honest. But even the Flash could lose, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
As you said, they face each other. If anybody is not up to date, it's always electric when Flash plays the Black Panthers. It's a lovely matchup every time. They go at it all through the fourth quarter. It's always a very exciting matchup.
Definitely one of the top rivalries in Europe, all of Europe.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think it proves that the level is like this 14-14 is not to take as they're not scoring much of, they're not a good team because they're not scoring much. I think you should look at it as they have very good defenses, and this is going to be a part into round 2 of the CEFL, in my opinion.
Yeah, most definitely. And obviously, if all goes well this weekend, these two teams could probably see each other again, and they're going to have to play until someone breaks the tie at that point. But what about your teams down there in good old Italy? Obviously, we got two, playing in the second round. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on if both could come out, if one of them could come out? Are you worried for one team more than the other?
I'm worried for both. I think both teams have a very, very tough matchup. I know the Panthers are kind of getting it together now, so I would be more worried if I was you than me, because they're playing the Broncos. But the Dragons is a scary team. They're very, very good. I don't know if the Guelphis make it out of this one.
You want to know the crazy thing is that the Dragons just lost to the Grazgiants.
Oh, for real?
I didn't see that. The Dragons just lost in conference to the Grazgiants. So I don't know if that's a look ahead game, trap game. Clearly, one team was more prepared than the other. Our guy Stefan Piccone, D coordinator with the Grazgiants now. Maybe he has something to say. But
coming straight out of Italy with the Sima Milano.
Yeah, that's like
He is a very good coach.
Yeah, I like Graz, in terms of performance, but also obviously what they did with the Dragons and stuff like that. So, and obviously, we got to talk about the Broncos. I think with what the Panthers want to do with establishing the run game is going to be very pivotal that the calandabroncos, that we take advantage up front. All right, we take advantage up front, and I think one thing with the Broncos this year that's a little bit different in the past, even from when I played, is that they're experienced, but they're fast at linebacker too. So those guys, they shoot gaps, they run to the ball. I think there's a bunch of tone setters at the linebacker position, so we're gonna need them more than ever this week. So we'll definitely see what happens. But
yeah, I mean, I think that game is decided off of defense. If the Broncos are able to defend the amazing Panthers offense, because the Panthers struggle on defense, but their offense is crazy. Like the run game is there, so there. Miniti is a machine, and then the receivers, they have Simone Alinovi, which has been for years one of the best receivers in Italy, like homegrown. So yeah, if you're able to stop the Panthers on offense, or make them shoot themselves in the foot, like make them do mistakes and flags and stuff like that, Calanda can win. But if the Panthers get going on offense, there's no game.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what happens. But let's make some picks. We're gonna make some picks.
Yeah, all right.
We both have a team on upset alert, so you're gonna have to wait and find out when we get to that. But let's start with the first matchup. So we got the Flash and the Stockholm Mean Machine. Who are you rocking with?
I'm rocking with Flash. I think
I'm right there with you. I think the Flash pulled this off. I think they bounced back obviously from the previous weekend. We just talked about the commute from Sweden down south. So I think Flash get this one. Next game, Who do you got? Graz versus the Black Panthers.
This is a tough one. There's a lot tougher to choose. I want to go with Graz. I want to see Flash against Graz, and then see Connor Miller go crazy. See his two teams go against each other. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, and I'll say now, this is my upset alert. I'm picking the Graz Giants to beat the Black Panthers. I think it's going to happen, and I think they're just playing better ball out of a lot of teams, in the bracket right now. So I'm picking Graz. All right.
Yeah. I thought you were going to choose another game as your upset alert, but yeah, sure.
Ooh, well, don't hurt my heart too much. Who you got on this one, Broncos or Parma?
I got to go with Panthers Parma. Great team. I think they're going to just edge with the win out of this one.
Yeah, and I get where you come from. This is kind of like the First Down Magazine bowl game right here. Right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
We got Italy and Switzerland battling out, but I'm rocking with the Broncos. I think we control the line. Obviously, I think they're gonna try to force Robin to make some plays, but I think Coach Buff does a good job at coming up with a game plan where he could try to not only just establish the run, but control the game, and then we let our defense play. We just got to play a full game, stop the run. But I'm rocking with my Broncos. My Broncos.
I kind of expected that one. I don't know why.
Hey, and they think we're an underdog, but a famous person once said how can I say this? It's never an upset if the so-called underdog knew they were the better team. Let's go Broncos, baby.
That's fair.
All right.
We'll see, I guess.
Now we go to Guelphi and the Dragons. Who you got?
This is my upset alert.
Okay.
I think the Guelphi can edge out of this one with a win. It's going to be so tough because the danubedragons are such a good team.
Yeah.
But I got to rock with Guelphi. Come on. Let's bring it back to Firenze.
And I think I'm gonna rock with the Dragons. I think
that's fair.
Maybe the Grass was a look ahead game. They're a better team, obviously, than what they put out there. I think Coach Armstrong gets that thing turned around and gets them back on track. So I'm gonna rock with the Dragons to beat Guelphi. So if we recap this, we both got the Flash, we both got the Giants. I got the Broncos, you got the Panthers, and then you got Guelphi, and I got the Dragons. So
yes, sir.
We'll see how this pans out, but it's definitely going to be a great weekend as we head to the second week of the CEFL preview, or excuse me, CEFL round 2. All right,
yes, sir.
So thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, like, share this with a friend, join in on the conversation. This is First Down Magazine Podcast. Take care.
Goodbye.
Good work, bro.
Nice. That was nice.
Smooth too. Like I said, it's getting better. The fluidity is getting better.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Are we recording one or two segments on the weekend then?
Yeah.
When would you have time? Saturday or Sunday?
Let's do Sunday right now. Gives us some time to see if anything happens on Saturday or whatnot.
Sunday is better for me too. Also, okay. I just saw before recording that these games are actually on the 11th of May. So not this weekend, the next one. So I have a little time to get the previous previous stuff that we recorded out and get this out next week.
Cool. That works, man.
All right. Well, perfect.
All right. Well, we'll end this, upload our part, and you'll have it in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'll leave this open to upload and just send it when you got it.
Sounds good, brother. I'll talk to you.
Talk to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.